Hello.
Hello.
So, first of all, thank you very, 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 very much again and forever.
Yay.
I'm very honored to have you all on board of this. So, who wants to start?
Okay, I'll go. So, yeah, I've been working in the theater business for a little while now, and I met Tanya a long time ago, actually, 10, 11, maybe 12 years ago, actually. And being in this project is being a blast because this moment we are going through, this thing about connection and how we deal with people from other places and how we are getting closer and we are getting the chance to looking for meaningful things to do. So when she came up with the idea of connecting people that have worked in the same project with the same director, but in different lands, in different places and countries. Also, this borders thing, we have no borders anymore. We are connecting as if we were in the same place, this timing stuff. And it doesn't matter if it's night, afternoon, or day. Everybody's just, I mean, we are connecting as humans, first of all. That's one of my biggest pleasures for being here, because I know that's the major point of Tanya's work, to connect people through the eyes, to connect people through the heart, and fighting a common mission, just so we can tell the story, we can become better persons. So here at this Outside Inside Out project, I've been helping with the technical stuff with Zoom, so mostly just recording the meetings and helping with the sound, helping people that has any difficulty with the app, and just actually learning. I think the thing that I most did here was learning, was kind of like a little internship about how actors from other parts of the world work and how they think about things. So it was all super beautiful to see every time they met each other for the first time. Really beautiful. So that's me, and I'm very happy, and I thank you, Tanya, a lot for the opportunity and for all the learnings and for meeting these three ladies that I don't know if I will ever meet them, and that's so beautiful. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Obrigada.
I'll go. Well, for me, when I received your first mail, I was thrilled. I thought that this idea is it's crazy. It's brilliant because, like, in a sociological point of view, interesting to see how the same experience is lived by different people with different cultures. It was beautiful to see how the work you did as a director with any one of them land differently. It was the same information, but it landed differently, and it changed them in very specific and different ways. And for me, it was amazing. I loved to see how all the Amos were lovely in their own way, in their own very different and unique way. They were lovely. They had that in their souls, and they are not alike physically speaking, but they have this kind of energy that is what you saw as a director, and for me that's thrilling, and I'm very happy to be a part of this, because as well as Kathy, now I know I have two sisters out there in the world that gets me, and I know I have their backs, and I know I have your back, Tanya, and I just don't have words to say how much grateful I am with God and the universe for having you in my life. Knowing that you're my friend makes me feel happy, and makes me feel very special, because you are the kind of woman that I know that I want to be when I am your age. I want to be like you, and I'm looking forward that, and I'm working on that, to be this kind of woman that is strong but compassionate at the same time. And for me, that's beautiful, because all of them were telling their stories, and the middle ground of all that stories is you. You made that difference. So what you built was special, and for me it was an honor to keep that thing going on with the same energy, and to make them feel that they owe to love the project as they were learned to do, that to take care of it and to cherish what was going on between them as persons, as human beings, not just as artists. And this kind of thing that we are doing, it's unique because of that, because it makes a bonding in time where we are afraid of being connected, physically connected. We are afraid, but even though we can touch each other, we can touch our souls, and that's why I think this is a brilliant idea, and I'm very happy and very proud of being a part of it. Thank you. I love you all.
Muchísimas gracias. Tachitoya.
Hi, we have almost the same beginning of story, meeting Tanya. I started in musical theater in 2010, and it was my first musical when I met Tanya. It was The King and I, and it was a play that talks about the Asia, talks about honor, respect, and all of that things that requires discipline, movements that requires precision. And when I started the process, I said, I'm like that. And the way she was conducting was so focused, and I say, man, this is what I like. And Tanya is this person that directs with precision, focus, and discipline, but she is respectful all the time. It was the best place for me to be, because I had the best school, and I learned exactly the way I feel like it's the way it must be. So because of that, also I have the pleasure and was lucky to be part of different productions, not only on stage, but also like assistant choreographer, and then dance captain, which was something that I would never think that I would be able to do. But this whole experience has brought me to a better understanding of what is to be on a theater, to be part of this project and see how Tanya touches everyone, to see how people from different places of the world share the same experiences as human beings, and to see how this experiences stays forever. It's the most brilliant thing to see. This mission is something that shows us how we are all connected, and we have always been all connected. We don't see this connection, but we have this line of energy that connects us all, to see this common feelings from all the actors and all the people that I was lucky to be hosting. It was a gift. Tanya, thank you very much for all these things, to be part of my life. Oh my God!
Well, actually, for me, like related to what you said about our contribution to this project, like personally, it was very, very important and meaningful, because I think, like, as a translator, it's hard to it's very easy to distance yourself and think of yourself as an outsider, and in a way you have to be an outsider, and you don't need to have opinions, and then at the same time you shouldn't have your opinions. And sometimes you have to be invisible, and then sometimes you want to be invisible. So and I think I can be still translating because my person, like who I am, also fits that. So I'm not very I'm not someone who demands a lot, and yeah, I'm also quite shy. I'm not really open about myself, and that's also one of the things I realized through these meetings, that somehow, even though they're all very different people, like always Korean people don't really talk about their emotions. That's one thing I realized, and I was fascinated by that. So to me, even though I worked on Chicago many times, but like it took me a long time to consider myself like part of the family, part of the Chicago family. And so in this time as well, because the translation was such a necessary job, I think it was a discovery for me, like very slow discovery for me. And besides the fact that the meetings were really fun and touching, it was a discovery for me to like realizing how I'm not really good at owning my experience right away. And slowly I could really see for myself that, oh, I've been in this for a very long time and I need to own it like better. It's such a special and big part of my life, and being a translator and being who I am, I think I didn't do it like properly in a way. So it was a very, very meaningful confirmation for me, this whole series of meetings. And also, like Tatiana said, it's not just amazing that all these people from different parts of the world who have never met before are connected through this meeting, but it's more amazing because I realized we were already connected. It made me feel that right now, like there are people who I never met, but then there must be so many people that are connected to me through, I don't know, through a lot of things, through not just Chicago, but so that was really beautiful. And I'm not really a tech savvy person, and I always think like technology is kind of a substitute for real thing. And after the first like one or two meetings, it was really beautiful to learn that this virtuality feels so real. Like it's really felt like, you know, when you go through something together with someone, you create such a bond. And it was really amazing to see all these different actors sharing their stories, but also like Taisia and Carolina, and not just Tanya, but these two women that I see for every meeting. I feel like I created such a strong bond. That was really special. And with our hosts too, of course. Yeah, it's just, I feel so lucky and grateful that this happened at this moment. Personally as well, for many reasons that I cannot really go about explaining. But yeah, so it's such a strong bond that I feel with all of you here in this chat especially. And it's been a really special and grateful process.
진심으로 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
So I'm Thiago, and I'm from Brazil as well, but now I'm living in Portugal. So yeah, I started out as a dancer, and because of that, I was a ballroom dancer, and because of that, I went into musical theater and into acting and all that. And because of musical theater, I met Tanya, and that was just life-changing thing. We worked together for the first time in Candide in 2005.
Wow.
And I remember from the first time, I was like, okay, this woman, she's got something, and we got to work more in the following years, and to get closer and get to know her work better and all that. And I say that's a life-changing thing because for me, she's such a huge inspiration that led me into, you know, going from stage to the backstage as well. The first time I was a swing, it was West Side Story.
Amazing.
It was such a wonderful experience. And that turned me into, you know, going to be an assistant, going to be a resident director and a choreographer as well. So that's what I did the past 2 years before I moved here. And it's just so amazing how, and it's magical how we can see the show from this other side. And that's because of Tanya, actually, you know, because I've always been, you know, like a swing or a dance captain or anything with her. So I've been very, 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 very lucky to have that. And like Gabrielle said, all the things that we learn from her way of doing things and all is just, you know, magical. It's amazing. It's really touching. And I believe that we take this experience for our lives, you know, it's extendable. You know, what happens in the theater, what happens in rehearsal process, which is always a process. It's not something that you just pass by. You know, with this kind of work, you have to be involved, you have to be in it, you have to be present, and you have to enjoy the ride in the difficult times, in the good times, in the desperate times, in times you want to cry, in times you want to just, you know, I got a chance also to be dance captain working with Tanya, and she was creating the show that was My Fair Lady, and she was creating the choreographies. It was not something that we were learning that already worked. So there was a lot of changes. And a lot of throwing papers out. I was looking to Mariana, she was the female swinger. I would look at her like this and said, oh my God, we're gonna throw everything out. Yes, we're gonna throw. I believe that's the you know, the beauty of it, because it's a process, and seeing how it ends here during these crazy times that we are going through with this pandemic, with the isolation all over the world, with different ways of leading with it, you know, from different cultures, different understanding, but at the same time, all connected as humans, like Gabrielle said as well. And that's really beautiful. And seeing here everyone coming into the rooms and sharing their stories, and people from 13 years ago bringing this here and sharing the stories, and we see how much, you know, they are into it, how passionate they are, how they enjoyed it, how they struggled, how they, you know, lived. And for me it's the same thing. And seeing that, it was so overwhelming, it was so touching, it was so brilliant in many ways to see how this mission is really important, you know, and see how it touches lives, and see how people that have been through a process like this or been through an experience like this, and believing that when they were on stage or doing whatever off stage, people that went to see those shows, they got this, you know, they got part of this beauty and part of this magic and part of it all. And it's just so amazing, so amazing, so brilliant. And we here together in this group, in this meeting, the 7 of us plus the host. It's so interesting, and it's so powerful to be part of a team like this. So when Tanya came up with this name, you know, the team, it's such a pleasure, and it's such a feeling of accomplishing something that's very important for us, for me, and for whoever we talk to, and for whoever this project reaches after, you know, it spreads or whatever. So it's such an honor to be part of the team. Thank you, Tanya, and everyone for making this possible, for being together, for being, you know, as one in this whole process. It was a true honor to be here with you guys.
Obrigada, Thiago.
Yay! Beautiful.
Oh, Tanya, I didn't know this project was going to be so big when you texted me like,
Me neither.
hey, do you want to translate a thing for me? I'm like, yeah, of course. Who would refuse? Oh, yeah. I didn't expect it to be so big. And I got to say that through reaching out to all those Chicago actors, I have, with many of them, I've worked in other projects later on, and with some I have more of a relationship, with some less, but I haven't been in touch with any of them for at least 2 years now. And when I reached out to them and they were like, oh, hi, yes, of course. And then afterwards they were all coming back and thanking you and me and asking questions and rebuilding these connections was something I very much didn't expect to happen. I didn't know there was room for that in their lives and in my life for them and for me in theirs. That it just opened so much other stuff. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And one thing I noticed in every single thing I translated from every single actor, and I heard from other actors also, the thing that Thiago said today is that, well, I got into musical theater and then I met Tanya. Like, musical theater is this big and Tanya is just too big for life. I think it's true because I also joined musical theater and then I met Tanya and then gears started turning in my head and in my life. So yeah, thank you. And this project, wow, all the stories, all the stage stories, I'm aching to go back to that. I'm now feeling this sadness much stronger than before, that I can't be next to a stage or on stage doing stage stuff, you know, writing stage plots, schedules, seeing people perform, translating directors, choreographers. I miss it, and I miss it so much more now. But hopefully it will all blow over soon and we'll all go back to where we want to go. Yeah, so thank you. That was lovely.
Spasiba большое. Thank you all very much for being here. I don't think this is the end of this project. There's more to come, and I hope we are all together forever and ever and ever. Thank you.
Muchas gracias a todos por haber formado parte de este proyecto. Les puedo decir que siento que esta no va a ser la última reunión. Va a funcionar y vamos a estar juntos una y otra y otra.
Porque você tá, peraí, deixa eu ver.
Já foi.
Tá recording, já agora, tá?
Ah, já tá.
Tá, ó.
Vamos repetir essa gag?
Não precisa. É porque só porque eu pensei que a gente pode usar essa imagem, né? Não precisa usar o áudio. Carolina, very early for Carolina. Hi, Thaísia.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Kathy.
Hello.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Tiago, when you edit the translator meeting, start with that.
Yes, I love it.
There's no voices of them all together.
Please,
Let's take a picture.
Let's take a picture.
Picture.
Yeah.
Yay! Please take the picture. The host. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye.
Tchau. Obrigada.